Hey guys, today on People Now, Kevin Hart speaks out about the Oscars hosting controversy. Will he be asked back as host?
John Legend is defending his involvement in the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly.
Why the Bird Box craze is sending droves of fans to a house in Los Angeles.
Did Madonna get butt implants? Fans are buzzing about Buttgate, and Madonna is firing back.
Plus,
Riley, hi, I'm Randy.
Oh my gosh.
a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at the new season of Say Yes to the Dress.
It's all today on People Now.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome to People Now, the first week of the new year. It's over, right?
It's over.
We've done it.
I mean, soon it's going to be February, then it's going to be spring, then we can all be happy again.
By the way, how
I'm looking
happy?
forward to let's move it along.
How happy are you that it's Friday and it feels like Wednesday? Right? Like the short week was
great.
great.
I love a short week. It's great.
Can we work this out every week somehow? I don't know. There's so much to get to today, guys. We're excited to talk about all of this. We're going to jump in with news on Kevin Hart. The comedian might be reevaluating his decision to step down as host of this year's Oscars. Barely 24 hours after the Academy announced Hart as host for the 2019 Oscars, 10-year-old homophobic tweets of his resurfaced. We heard all about this. Amid controversy, Hart chose to step down from hosting, and the Academy issued an ultimatum to Hart to apologize, prompting his decision to give up the role. It should be noted that Hart has apologized multiple times over the years for those hurtful words. Now, on Friday's episode of Ellen, Hart gave his first televised interview about the whole incident, talking for the first time about what it was like to go from the high of getting the gig to the low of having his name and reputation tarnished. Take a look at this.
When it happened, you know, my first thought is I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it because it's 10 years old. This is stuff I've addressed. I've talked about this. This isn't new. I've addressed it. I've apologized for it. I'm not gonna pay it any mind. Because when you feed into that stuff, you only add more fuel to the fire. I know I don't have a homophobic bone in my body. I know that I've addressed it. I know that I've apologized. I know that within my apologies, I've taken 10 years to put my apology to work. I've yet to go back to that version of the immature comedian that once was. I've moved on.
So Hart adds that when the Academy gave him an ultimatum to apologize or step down, he felt that the hosting role had gone from, quote, the brightest star and the brightest light ever to becoming a cloud. He tells Ellen, I don't want to step on that stage and make that night about me and my past when you've got people who have worked hard to step on that stage for the first time and receive an award. He continued saying, quote, I'm now taken away from all of those moments because the night is focused on something else. Ellen noted that she had talked with Hart both about his original desire to host the show and also in the aftermath of the controversy. Ellen reveals that she contacted the Academy ahead of Hart's appearance on her show to ask them if they'd take him back. Take a look.
I called the Academy today because I really want you to host the Oscars. I think that I was so excited when I heard that they asked you. I thought it was an amazing thing. I knew how important it was and how it was a dream. So I called them. I said, Kevin's on. I have no idea if he wants to come back and host, but what are your thoughts? And they were like, oh my God, we want him to host. We feel like that maybe he misunderstood or it was handled wrong or maybe we said the wrong thing, but we want him to host. Whatever we can do, we would be thrilled. And he should host the Oscars.
It's a really big endorsement there. You can see in that clip Hart's clear hesitation over what he called an attack to end him. DeGeneres goes on to press and says that him resuming the role could make an important statement. Watch this.
Somebody has to take a stand against the quote-unquote trolls. You have to.
Right, but they're going to win if you don't host the Oscars. You know, then they win. And so for you to stand up and say, no, whoever you are, you know, the trolls are, and they do it, and who knows who this person is or people, who cares? And you can't let them destroy you, and they can't destroy you because you have too much talent. No one can do that. And for them to stop you from your dream, from what you wanted to do and what you have a right to do, what you should be doing, it's why they haven't found another host. I think they were secretly hoping that you would come back.
And Ellen adds that as a member of the LGBTQ community, she's sensitive to the homophobic words that Hart used more than a decade ago, but she feels that his subsequent apologies and the way that he conducts himself today make up for all that. Now, even though Hart does not make a final decision in Friday's episode, it's clear that Ellen's words really stick with him.
You have said a lot of amazing things. You have put a lot of things on my mind, and I know our relationship stands. So leaving here, I'm promising you, I'm evaluating this conversation. This is a conversation I needed to have. I'm glad that I had it here, and I'm glad that it was as authentic and real as I could have hoped that it would be. So let me assess, just to sit in the space and really think, and you and I will talk before anything else.
All right, so I'm sure you're going to be shocked to hear that this morning, Ellen DeGeneres has received criticism via Twitter regarding the support for Kevin Hart to host. Here's some of the tweets that have been firing away. Ellen giving homophobes the ability to say, but Ellen said it's okay, is a massive bleeping betrayal. I don't care how many sitcoms you lost in the 90s. Wow.
Yeah, another tweet saying this is truly a serious misstep for you, Ellen. He might be your friend, and maybe that's clouding your judgment a bit. He's not sorry and hasn't apologized even here.
So there are a couple tweets supporting Kevin and Ellen. Here's some that we found. Check these out. It says, yes, go Ellen, go Kevin. People evolve beyond their tweets.
And here's another tweet. True story, in 2003, I started a job where a colleague said to my face, I don't like gay people. On July 24th, 2011, the same colleague and his wife threw my husband and I a surprise wedding in their home. People do change, and we have to be here for it. So I think it brings up this whole conversation of, can people evolve? Can people change? This was 10 years ago. He has apologized in the past. I mean, it's such a tricky thing here because obviously everyone's really divided.
Yeah. Well, and you look at it from the perspective of the Academy, and what do they need to happen to justify bringing Kevin Hart back? Having Ellen go all in support of him, and even saying she's calling and campaigning, obviously is a really big move in reinstating him in terms of public image.
I mean, I was shocked that she really went out on a limb for him, calling the Academy, having him on the show, knowing she's going to get all this backlash. So it seems that she really believes that he has evolved.
I think he's doing it.
Yeah.
Based on all of this, I think they're positioning it so because they want to, and I think they're going to do it.
I thought it was really fascinating that she said that the Academy wants him to host because they haven't found a host yet. I think everyone is wondering, why hasn't the Academy replaced him? Why is there no talk of another host yet?
Because maybe they've been thinking, like, how can we reset
Do you think they really
this?
want him back, though, after all of this controversy? Do you think that's a good look?
Because of the way Ellen framed it, yes, I think it becomes a good look because she framed it and gave it purpose now, right? Like, his statement in hosting it is one that she endorses and that is sort of saying no to the haters.
I know. I was just thinking Ellen should do it, but now it seems like she obviously is all on board him coming back.
Yeah. So we're breaking down more of this. Obviously, a split based on how people are feeling on this. So we're asking, would you watch the Oscars if Kevin Hart hosted?
Yeah, so maybe you check it out, vote in our People poll, or tweet us your answers with the hashtag #PeopleNow.
We're going to check in on those results a little bit later on. Anxious to hear what you have to say about this. Let's move on to this. Lifetime's new docuseries Surviving R. Kelly aired Thursday night, and it has Twitter buzzing. We shared many of the women's stories featured in the series on our show Thursday, and their accounts of alleged abuse against R&B singer R. Kelly are heartbreaking. Now, the doc had viewers captivated, lots of reaction, tweets being posted. It was trending at different points throughout the night. At Eerie1 said, watching Surviving R. Kelly, all I could say is, wow. And at Mr. Killer said, watching Surviving R. Kelly really got me sitting here stuck. And a Dose of Paris noted a familiar face in the doc saying, John Legend on this Surviving R. Kelly, woo. John Legend jumped into the discussion on Twitter and proclaimed, quote, to everyone telling me how courageous I am for appearing in the doc, it didn't feel risky at all. He says, I believe these women and don't give a bleep about protecting a serial child rapist. Easy decision. John also tweeted his support for the women back in April 2018 when the Time's Up movement was promoting #MuteRKelly. John saying that he stood with the women. Look, it's really something that he's coming out so strong in support of it, but when he puts it that way, it's kind of like, wow, this was an easy decision.
No
question about it.
Very easy decision. I mean, obviously, these allegations are heartbreaking. The series is very captivating. It is all over Twitter, and there's been no response from R. Kelly about the doc series, about people's feature of the women. So I think people are waiting to see if he even responds to anything, and no charges are even brought against him.
Another thing I think that's important about John Legend speaking out, it's another member of the music community. That kind of brings in a different level of sort of stand against him, right? If people in music and other men are standing up saying like, absolutely not, this doesn't go, and I'm standing with these women.
Yeah, and then Aaliyah's mother released a statement Thursday countering claims from one of the women who said that she saw R. Kelly and Aaliyah having sex when Aaliyah was 15.
Right, that was a bombshell.
Yes, and the mother said she's a liar, completely countered those claims. So that's another like wrench in all of this when you have the mother of Aaliyah coming out and saying these things.
We were talking about this some yesterday about how many of these allegations, or a couple of them at least, came out maybe a decade ago. Women that were speaking out publicly were going forward with the story, didn't get the attention until now, all their voices together, the Time's Up movement kind of, I guess, giving it a bigger platform and more amplification. It's almost shocking that it took this much momentum to finally get it to the point where everyone's talking about it.
Well, I think that's kind of, in general, when you're talking about Me Too and Time's Up, it's shocking that it took this long.
Right.
But if anything is, it's good that now these women have each other, because what a horrible thing to have to go through, especially for a decade and no one's believing you, but now at least you have the support of other women.
And now I'm just like, when is R. Kelly going to respond? When is his team going to respond? What are they going to say? And then what happens as we move forward? Is there legal ramification? Anything like that? And I guess those things will unfold later.
Yeah.
If you want to read more about these women's harrowing stories of alleged abuse against R. Kelly, pick up the latest issue of People. It's on newsstands today.
All right, now moving on to something a little more lighthearted here. Ariana Grande's Thank You Next video is continuing to inspire. Ari just released a new blooper reel with some deleted scenes, including a scene where Kris Jenner is having a little fun playing the mom in the Mean Girls recreation. Watch.
When I was raising Ariana, I always told her that if a guy ever with her, she should just say, "Thank you, next." And if she ever had sex without a condom, she would get chlamydia and die.
Wow, I don't know. I think Kris is maybe giving Amy Poehler a run for her money. I'm loving it. She gives up a couple iconic lines from the film, including Amy Poehler's own line, "Oh, they keep me young." I also love how she recreated some of the sexy mom dance moves that made Amy famous in the rom-com. I think she was one of my favorite parts of the whole video. I love that they included her. And Jennifer Coolidge even got in on the action, recreating a Legally Blonde moment with Ariana, playing the role of Elle Woods, complete with the blonde pigtails and knit beanie. I love it. The rest of the video is full of other hilarious bloopers of Troye Sivan, a pregnant Colleen Ballinger, and more. I think this is so funny. My favorite part definitely is bringing in Kris Jenner.
If there's ever been like people say, oh, it's the Kardashians' world, we're just living in it. It is Kris Jenner's world, we're just living in it. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
She's just doing her thing, dancing through life, and I think it's hilarious.
Well, my favorite thing was there was a rumor that a Kardashian was going to be in it, and I was like, who is it going to be? And then when I found out it was Kris Jenner, I'm like, okay, I'm like totally happy with this decision.
She's got this weird ability to kind of, she's obviously this powerhouse woman, powerhouse businesswoman, and all the vision, but she's self-deprecating in ways that somehow read as endearing to me, right? Do you feel that way?
I do.
Yeah.
She's great in the video, but I will say Amy Poehler still has that OG mom vibe.
Right.
You know, like you can't really top that, but she does a great job. All right, you guys, moving on to this. All week we've been bringing you the real stories of real women who haven't just gotten healthy, they've lost half their size. Well, next up is Alexis Freed, who lost a total of 145 pounds. Her weight loss journey started with an embarrassing moment during her freshman year of high school that would change her forever.
My freshman year, I was at my highest weight of 285, and I could not fit into the desk in any of my classes. It was the most embarrassing thing because you will sit next to somebody else your age and they have no problem fitting into the school desk.
Alexis Freed knew she needed to make a change.
I was pre-diabetic at 15. I had sleep apnea, all the things that someone so young shouldn't have. So that was very hard for me, and those little things, they added up to a moment where I was like, no more. This has to end. I need to make a change with my life.
And make a change she did, dropping weight and seeing results.
Hitting each milestone was better than the last. You start to see yourself achieve what you want to achieve. And when I hit the 100 pounds down mark, I remember I was just in awe of myself.
In awe of herself and ready to show off her new body, she returned to the halls of her high school.
Senior year, when I went back and I walked in those doors weighing 145 pounds, you would not believe the looks people were giving me. Their jaws dropped. I remember the first class I went to senior year, I went right into the class and I zoomed into a desk. I was looking down, I was like, oh my goodness, I can fit in a desk. That was just a milestone to me of, wow, look how far I've come.
When a transformation like that happens for you in high school, it really changes your life in a way that's unique to that period of time, you know?
These stories are so inspiring. It's not just, losing a few pounds after the holidays. You're 145 pounds, you're losing a whole human.
Yeah,
it's crazy what they're able to do.
Also, the thing that stuck out to me the most about what she said, she was pre-diabetic at age 15. And it reminds me, some of the people we've had in this week have talked about childhood obesity and how it's at all-time highs. I remember Michelle Obama had a lot of emphasis on this during their reign in the White House. And just the focus on getting kids out of that range of being pre-diabetic or diabetic when they're teenagers. That's something that obviously this type of story will continue to shed light on.
And we've had a lot of the people on the show, and they seem so much happier. And we always ask them, do you miss anything from your life before? And they say, no, not anything.
Right?
They're able to do so many more things now.
And we all complain about like, oh, I don't want to eat, wouldn't want to, you know, you don't want to eat healthy all the time. But like the benefits of that, that come out of it, it's like, yeah, give up the, you know, I need to give up my 1 tub of hummus per night. Be a little more healthy. All right, stick around. Stick around, guys. Later in the show, we'll have one more video to show you of a remarkable woman who lost half her size. That's coming up in a bit. Now, award season officially kicks off this weekend with the Golden Globes on Sunday. We're pumped for that. The glam looks, the fashion, the makeup. You're going.
Oh, I'm going. I'm so excited. And the thing is, like, when you go there, you're worried about your outfit, your makeup. But it's not just the celebrities or people going that, you know, want to look good for any sort of occasion. So we have a few pointers from our very own People Now makeup artist Tim McKay to show you how you can get that red carpet look, starting with the basics.
Making sure the skin is hydrated is going to make sure that the makeup looks better and wears better throughout the day.
Next step.
Now, a primer is going to be like double-sided tape for that makeup. So it's going to make sure that that makeup stays and makes your skin look smoother, make sure those pores don't look open.
Don't want no open pores.
Don't want no open pores, I tell you.
Tim recommends waiting 1 minute between applying your primer and applying your foundation. Done.
And in certain areas, you might need more foundation than other areas. So I don't like to slap on too much. Start with a little bit and add more as you need it.
Then you add concealer where you need a little more coverage.
Forehead, nose, cheekbones, chin. Start your day with a smile.
There are those circular motions again. Round and round we go.
I just think of it as like cleaning a floor. It's like you're sweeping the floor, and when it's all bright and beautiful.
My face is not a floor,
It is not a floor. No, it's not.
Glad we got that straight. But we're not done yet. Tim sets everything with a translucent powder, and then it's time for contouring.
Contouring has been going on since Marilyn Monroe. It's supposed to look like a shadow under your cheekbone. Like your cheekbones are so big that the light is hitting you and you have a shadow under there.
Okay. Step 1 is a layer of bronzer. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
So I like to use an angled brush, and I like to use that tip of the angled brush. That way we get the contour exactly where we want it. So we're gonna do right here, where you naturally, it's almost like from your ears to your lips, this line right here that you naturally have, we're gonna just darken that.
Don't some people try to find that line by smiling? Is that how they find it?
Smiling and also making that fish face, but I like when you smile. The fish face.
Oh yeah. But don't get carried away. Tim says the line shouldn't be too dark or dramatic. We're going for au naturel.
We're not creating anything fake, we're just enhancing what you naturally have. You have such a great cheekbone, honestly, and it's different per person.
Oh, stop. You always know just what to say, Tim. Next, Tim uses a smaller brush to put a pearlescent highlighter powder right where the light naturally hits your face the most.
Cheekbones going down the nose, over the top lip, Cupid's bow, gives you that little pout.
Don't forget the brow bone or the inner tear ducts. Tim says this makes all the focus go to the center of your face. We are just getting started. Stick around for Tim's award-worthy eye makeup routine a little later in the show.
I'm just practicing the fish face.
The fish, good job. I think it's so cool what makeup artists are able to do because there's so much to it. The shadowing, just the primer, things you would never even think of.
Things that I've literally never thought of.
Yeah, well,
and probably won't think of again.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. All right, guys, stay with us. Madonna is speaking out on Buttgate. Yes, it is a thing. We're going to tell you what she said in just a bit, plus the Bird Box phenomenon. Find out what part of the Netflix thriller is becoming a major tourist attraction and how you can get in on the action yourself.
All right, we've been talking about how Kevin Hart stopped by Ellen to talk about his Oscar controversy. So we asked you, would you watch the Oscars if he signed back on as host? Let's check in on the results so far. I'm really curious.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Overwhelming.
Wow, that's actually really shocking because from what I saw on Twitter, it seemed like more people were upset about him going on Ellen and her supporting him.
You know what I think, as now this is all rolled out and we've heard him and we've seen how it all goes, I think people are like, wait, this is something that he's addressed, he's dealt with it before, and it shouldn't forever be held against him if he's truly evolved.
Well, that's the thing. If he can't get a pass now, not a pass, but if he can't do the Oscars and keep living his life and hitting all these milestones in his career, like he's never going to be able to.
Right.
Are people ever going to forgive him? I mean, that's the big question.
Right. Well, again, after that Ellen thing, I really think that's a huge stamp of endorsement, like Kevin Hart still in the Cool Kids Club. I don't know. We'll keep voting our poll. We'll check in on that later, but now we move on to this.
All right, you guys, this is something we're talking about now. Madonna is taking on Buttgate, all right? rumors were swirling that the pop star got a butt implant or was wearing butt enhancement pads.
Yeah, what is the
we
deal?
see this picture. What's going on here?
It was a surprise performance on New Year's Eve in New York. It was at the LGBTQ staple, the Stonewall Inn. It's this historic location. Now, people are thinking, it might look like something's going on here, and there's obviously something going on.
My thing is, if she wants to do that, if she does, I don't know. I think Madonna can do whatever she wants.
And she says exactly that.
Yeah, so Madonna, she's taking on the haters. She posted a selfie with the caption, desperately seeking no one's approval and entitled to free agency over my body like everyone else. Thank you, 2019. It's going to be an amazing year.
For the performance, Madonna took the stage with her 13-year-old son, David Banda, and said, I stand here proudly at the place where pride began. On the birth of a new year, we come together tonight to celebrate 50 years of revolution.
So I guess the question remains, what's going on with her booty? What do you think, Jeremy?
Something's going on. She didn't deny it.
She didn't deny it, no.
Not that she had to confirm or deny it at that point, but she chose to kind of be vague about it. And look, like you said, like she said, she can do whatever she wants. She's Madonna.
If it makes her happy, she should do it.
People responded though.
But a lot of people are talking about it. Mike Sington on Twitter says it's not a butt implant, but a wallet stuffed with money. I don't think a wallet's that big.
I don't think it really is. I think he's joking, but it probably could be because Madonna has some cash, as we know.
That's
Scottish BF says, I think the saddest ending of 2018 is finding out that Madonna got butt implants.
I don't know if it's that. Is it that sad? Does it ruin your...
Does anything... Yeah, right. Like, that
ruins my
ruins your
2018.
year. Find some more things to focus on.
Yeah,
right?
I guess a lot of people are thinking, though, you know, she hasn't confirmed or denied getting butt implants, but why not be open about it? Madonna is very open about other things. She's always unapologetic, outspoken, even scandalous in the past, so this wouldn't be that big of a deal, you would think, for her to say, yeah, I got them.
Yeah, it makes you think that she would not hesitate at all to just say, yeah. Because you look back at some of the different things that she's done that have gotten a lot of headlines. You remember the infamous Britney kiss at the VMAs that got everyone talking. There it is. And that was such a big moment to the point where now at the VMAs, it's like, ooh, what's going to be the Madonna-Britney moment?
Yeah, people did this now, though, just the kiss. They'd be like, oh, that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
People always forget that she also kissed Christina Aguilera, but
the camera, like, there's a whole thing about that, how they cut away to Justin
Justice
Timberlake.
for Christina, though. All right, there was a lot of controversy around her, like, a prayer video. She filmed a Pepsi commercial to the song that only aired once because the Vatican threatened Pepsi with a boycott. She still made $5 million off the gig, though, so not bad.
$5 million doesn't lie, right? She did it no matter what. She's been known to wear lingerie on stage. Look, that sounds ridiculous now with our standards today.
Yeah.
At the time, though, it was really taboo. She got so much flack for that, and it became a real issue that she was breaking down these boundaries.
Yeah. All right, well, whether or not she got butt implants, I mean, just do you, Madonna.
Do you.
Just stop tweeting about it. We don't really care. All right, moving on to this. Netflix's Bird Box is getting so much buzz. It's this amazing thriller. I loved it.
Yeah.
And now fans are visiting the house from the movie, making it a tourist attraction.
I love the movie, too. I don't think I'd be this dedicated, though. There's a real home in a suburb of LA. It's called Monrovia. The homeowner tells TMZ tons of visitors every day over the past couple weeks, even on Christmas Day, are showing up, taking pictures at that what has now become iconic, the stairwell, the stone staircase.
Yeah, so if you've seen the movie, you'll recognize the house. It's where Sandra Bullock's character, her two young co-stars hide out from unseen evil forces. A little bit of a spoiler. Yeah, you'd have seen that in the trailer, though.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the homeowner says people even knock on the door to ask permission. They're very polite, and everyone just wants to see it and experience it and get some pics for the gram.
Is there a house that you would go to that effort to see?
Maybe the Stranger Things house, I think.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, or the Game of Thrones throne. That's kind of a house. It's more of a
that doesn't
castle.
exist in the real world. That'd be amazing if that was just like a...
Yeah, but I guess it doesn't.
Out in the community. It's like,
Game of Thrones is real.
it's real. Wow.
It's real life.
I saw the Brady Bunch house. I sought that out early on when I lived in LA, and that was a...
Yeah, another interesting thing about it, the owner said that they were paid $12,000 for the exteriors to be used in the movie.
Here's my favorite part. The owner says the movie was in, the home has been in 4 different movies, 4 cameos, but in the article, the source says that she can't remember the names of the other films the home was in. It's like, just give me my check and put it wherever you want. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. I wonder if she just has the movies, though, and just doesn't remember. I don't know.
No, I don't think she does. She doesn't care.
She doesn't care. All right. In other Bird Box fandom news, Netflix tweeted out a statement on Wednesday asking people to stop doing the Bird Box challenge.
So ridiculous.
Where people have been filming themselves going outside and doing things blindfolded.
Here's their tweet. Can't believe I had to say this, but please do not hurt yourselves with this Bird Box challenge. We don't know how this started. We appreciate the love, but boy and girl have just one wish. That's a reference to the movie. Have just one wish for 2019. It's that you not end up in the hospital due to memes.
People need to stop doing these challenges. Yeah, so if you're going to be a Bird Box super fan, we suggest just watch the movie on repeat this weekend. Maybe book a trip to LA to visit the iconic house. Just don't wear the blindfolds outside and do the challenge, all right?
Let's move on to this. With the Golden Globes coming up, this weekend is the perfect time to test out a special glam look inspired by your favorite celebs' red carpet style.
Yes, so let's check back in with our makeup artist extraordinaire, Tim McKay, who showed me the key to a dramatic eye makeup look that'll make you feel like a total VIP. Use a blending brush to slowly layer a matte shadow in the crease.
It depends on the skin tone and what you're wearing also. For you, you have such a nice golden complexion that I want to use warm tones.
Tim goes with a shimmery gold for the eyelid. Keep it lighter and brighter on your eyelid compared to the crease. Now we're gonna turn up the drama with a darker shade in the outer corner of the eye.
Wherever you place the brush is going to be the darkest, so I like to just place it in the outer corner and then blend it. The trick is to kind of pull the eyes outwards. So what I'm going to do is from lash line up and go out, kind of like a V shape.
Tim adds eyeliner with a small point to get as precise as possible on the top lash line. Then his secret weapon, eyeshadow.
For your outside, like the smoky color is the same color I'm using on the bottom, so it kind of just wraps around your eye.
And now, the cherry on top, lashes. Tim first bends the strip of lashes to make it more flexible. Then he measures the lashes against my natural lash line. Then he trims off the ends to make it fit like a glove. Then, using black glue, he fits each set on top of my natural lash line. A coat of mascara pushes my natural lashes up into the false lashes, making one very dramatic statement. And voila! I'm ready for the red carpet, the show, and even the after party.
All right, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get excited for a brand new season of Say Yes to the Dress. I tried.
Well, I'm saying yes to that, Jeremy. I love getting a behind-the-scenes peek at Kleinfeld Bridal, everything that goes on there. It's a really binge-watchable show. You got the drama, the big budgets. It's a lot of fun.
My wife loves this show. The new season kicks off with social media mogul Sidel Curry, who also happens to be the sister of Golden State Warriors superstar Steph Curry.
I might have heard of him. And yeah, it's the bride's big day, but spoiler alert, her adorable niece kind of steals the show. She's such a character. This is Stephanie Aisha Curry's 6-year-old daughter, Riley.
Personality for days here. Sidel calls Riley her favorite person, her selfie buddy. They are super close. We love their relationship.
And Riley might just be bridal consultant Randy's biggest fan. On the premiere episode, Aisha explains her daughter's sweet obsession for the show. Take a look.
Ooh la la!
Riley and Sidel, one of their favorite pastimes is to sit down and just binge watch Say Yes to the Dress.
Cute.
This?
Yeah.
Want to go show it to her?
Yeah.
They themselves made a pact that whenever Sidel was going to get married, that they wanted to come to Kleinfeld and share the experience together. Well, what about look in here?
We're not supposed to come in here.
No, I think we're fine.
Maybe Randy could be in here.
Maybe Randy could be in here.
Why would you like to see Randy?
Because he's very handsome.
Who's this?
Riley.
Riley, hi, I'm Randy.
Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful.
And stay tuned after the premiere for a sneak peek of a new series, Say Yes to the Nest.
Ooh.
Couples trade their wedding planner for a realtor as they set out to buy their first home as a married couple. The full series premieres on HGTV in March.
All right, with the Golden Globes on Sunday, this is a very busy weekend in Hollywood.
And if you're a little lost with all those nominees, maybe you're a little behind on watching some of the movies that are getting the most buzz, don't worry.
Yes, we are breaking down the ones you need to see to prep for award season. Take a look.
As you don't worry about why they're listening or how long they're going to be listening for. You just tell them what you want to say. Don't you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, I do.
We're just going to go ahead and say it. You've been living under a rock if you don't know that Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga hit it out of the park with A Star Is Born.
The movie and its stars are frontrunners at every awards show from the Globes to the Grammys. Check it out now.
My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be.
Yes, Black Panther actually hit theaters in February, but the film hasn't lost any steam going into this year's awards. Wakanda Forever indeed.
Black Panther is near the top of the list for Critics' Choice Award nods, while Kendrick Lamar and the Black Panther soundtrack cleaned up when Grammy noms were announced. TBD if the Oscars will give this one love, but we have a good feeling.
They were all staring, weren't they? I can tell even if I can't see, and I heard the word fat, and ugly.
No one but me would dare, and I did not. She's been stalked by tragedy.
Everyone leaves me. He dies.
I apologize for my appearance. I hoped I might be employed here by you as something.
A monster for the children to play with, perhaps.
Year after year, the Critics' Choice Awards are a pretty good indication of how a movie will fare at the Oscars, so it's a big deal that The Favorite ran away with 14 nominations.
That's more than any other movie this year. This is an especially strong cast with Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz going head-to-head in the supporting category. Can't wait to see how that plays out.
And we have to give some love to Mary Poppins Returns. Emily Blunt, Lin-Manuel Miranda are raking in praise and nominations for their magical performances. I love that movie.
All right, we've been looking at so many amazing half-their-size stories on the show this week. You can check them all out, plus more. Pick up a copy of This Week's People on newsstands right now.
But we have one more incredible transformation to share. It comes from Debbie Baker, a retired kindergarten teacher who found inspiration to lose 159 pounds from a surprising and pint-sized source. Watch.
Right after college, I started my career teaching 5-year-olds. They will tell you what they feel, what they see comes right out of their mouth. And they would ask me, why are you fat? I guess I like to eat. And that's the way I would leave it, and they were satisfied with that.
Debbie Baker was having trouble keeping up with her students and decided that she needed a change. When she saw an ad for TOPS, a weight loss program which stands for Take Off Pounds Sensibly, she decided to try it, and the results came fast.
I started with 1,500 calories, and I brought it down to 1,000 calories a day, every day. And I exercise. I started by walking from my driveway to the driveway next door, because that's about all I can handle. And then every day, it just continued, a little farther and a little farther.
Her exercise routine progressed from driveways to a treadmill with some serious mileage along the way.
I walk on a treadmill 7 days a week, 4 miles, first thing in the morning, 1 hour. And then 5 days a week, I walk outside with a friend for 5.5 miles. And 2 days a week, I ride my bike for 31 miles.
While her weight and exercise regimen have changed drastically, so has her mentality.
I don't know that I have felt this good since I was a kid. I can do just about anything anybody asks me. If somebody wants me to come do something, sure, I can be right there. Not, well, I don't know if I can make it today. I can do it. I know I can.
One thing I love about her story and so many stories from this week is people starting out with very bite-sized little baby steps, you know, just like here's one little thing I can do, and then that leads and leads. Next thing you know, you're riding 30 miles on a bike.
It's perfect timing because now it's a new year, everyone wants to get back in the gym, and hopefully you can stick to it.
Lots of inspiration there. And coming up next week, guys, Lana Condor and Benjamin Wadsworth, they are here talking about their brand new series, Deadly Class.
Plus, Jeremy is disturbingly obsessed with this. Dr. Pimple Popper is going to be in studio spilling on season 2 of the show and her new skincare line. You don't want to miss it.
I hadn't thought of her with the skincare line. It makes so much sense. I watched an embarrassing amount of her videos.
All right, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Real Housewives of New Jersey star Margaret Josephs. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Margaret Josephs, and this is one last thing. My last big splurge was this diamond ring that I was not going to buy, but I went in the jewelry store. I was like, I have to have it. So Joe was like, oh, just get it. My last kitchen disaster, which is typical of us, I put stuff in the oven, and guess what? I never turned it on, and the oven probably doesn't work anyway. So everybody was waiting for dinner, and the food was cold an hour later. My last date night was Joe and I went to see A Star Is Born, which was totally romantic, and he got lucky.